Okay, so welcome. We're here on a Wednesday night and I've got people in the class and you're going to join us for our 5:30 somatic unwinding. Today's practice is actually for the neck and shoulders, so we do have a specific focus, and I guess I say somatic unwinding, but a lot of today's class is going to be a lot of guided flows, more gentle somatic yoga kind of thing, and then there'll be an opportunity at the end for more unwinding, kind of spontaneous movement. So you just need a lot of floor space, something comfortable underneath you, make sure you're warm. Yeah, just clear a lot of space around you. And initially you will need something to sit on. Okay, enjoy the practice. Okay, so we'll ground in first and arrive and make yourself comfortable. Just allow a few moments here to transition from whatever you've been doing today. Allow yourself to arrive in your body, to breathe any busyness out of the head and breathe it down the body, down, down, down through the belly and down through into the earth. And as you breathe in replenishment from the earth. Maybe up through the base of the spine, all the way up through the front of the spine or through the Shoshana, and all the way up into the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, maybe you might like to do a cleansing breath, a verbal sound, audible sound, rather than verbal, an audible sound. Breathe anything that's in the head, any busyness down to the earth. And then breathe in replenishment again from the earth. And again, breathing out. When we make that sound, we're actually consciously stimulating the vagus nerve in a good way. Brings us into more of a ventral vagal state, more social, relaxed and calm. And feel it through your throat, like a let it come from the back. And really feel it vibrate in the vocal area. Yeah, that's it. That's better, because that's where your vagus nerve runs through that area. Okay. So bring the attention to all of the parts of the body where you're sitting on the floor or on the pillow, where your legs are resting on the floor. And feel the broad support of the earth below us. Really feel the stability in the earth and that energy exchange from the earth through your body. Feel the position of your sacrum, the buoyancy of the spine, the lightness. Or maybe you notice if there's any drags that you feel in your body, any heaviness anywhere, any pulls and tensions. Notice the energy in the crown of your head and the position of the cranium itself. And then rest into the gentle rise and fall of the softness of your breath. So we're going to begin and enter into the practice with a little bit of pranayama kind of movement practice. So we'll begin with the hands down here, just cupped at the base. And as we breathe in, we're going to draw energy up through the field. So draw energy up to your heart as you breathe in with your hands. And then exhale, turn the hands around and push that energy forward as you lean your body and round your front body down. So feel a shortening in your front body. Now inhale, open those arms out and draw the shoulder blades back toward one another. Feel a squeeze in the back body. And exhale, bring the hands back together and bring them all the way down to the starting position. And then we'll start again. Inhale, bring the energy up to the heart. Lift through the spine. Exhale, push the energy away and round your front body. Inhale, open through the heart and squeeze the shoulders back. Squeeze and pandiculate the back body. And exhale, bring the hands back up and all the way down through the front of the body. And come back to the starting position. Let's do that again. Inhale, breathing the energy up. Exhale, gently push the energy away and round through your spine. Inhale, open through, roll the pelvis forward, open through the heart, squeeze the arms back. Exhale, bring the arms up, straighten your spine and draw the hands back down. 2 more times. Inhale, breathing in, lifting through the spine, create space. Exhale, roll the pelvis back, round through your front body, push the energy away. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward, open through your heart, squeeze the back body. Exhale, raise the arms, straighten the spine, bring the hands back down. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And gently resting the hands down on top of the thighs. So we're going to do a little tester here of our neck before we start the first flow. So I'd like you to turn your head to the right and let it stop where your muscles organically stop. Try not to push past that. Open your eyes and align your eyes with the point direction your nose is pointing. And I want you to pick a spot right in front where your nose is. Pick a spot on the wall. Okay, so don't look your eyes right or left or any other direction other than straight ahead where the point that your nose is pointing. So once you have the pointed, that point picked on that side, let's gently turn the head the other way. And pick a spot where you are. Beautiful. I've done this already today and my spots are still where they were at the last one. So the movement, the effects stay, which is really good. Okay, so we're going to begin the first movement flow. Just let your chin drop down and let the front of your shoulders squeeze forward. So it's called head circles, a somatic flow. Beautiful. And then look the head back up. And this time take your left ear to your left shoulder and your left and your shoulder to the ear. I'm doing my right. You can do whatever side you want, as long as it's the opposite next time. Okay, relax. And now gently looking back and squeeze your shoulders back together and slightly shrug the shoulders. So looking the head up. So you want to shorten all the muscles of your back body. We're pandiculating. When we shorten, we're squeezing and we're bringing origin and insertion together. That's the release point. Squeezing in order to release tension that way. Slowly, steady, release that. and then other shoulder to ear, whatever that is for you. And bring your shoulder up to meet the ear as well. So you're hugging the origin and insertion together. 2 points come together and release. Let's do that again in the same direction you've just been. Chin drops, rounding through the front of the body. Pendiculation happens in the front of the throat, in the front of the chest. Release. Shoulder to ear, ear to shoulder. Feel the squeeze. And release. Head looks up, squeeze shoulders back together and slightly up, shorten through from the top of the upper shoulders. Release. And opposite shoulder, shoulder to ear, ear to shoulder. And release. So I've broken them down as I've taught you now. I want you to try to find your own little circle flow of those movements, okay? So in the same direction. So when you're ready, first point is the drop, and then it is the side, and then it is the back. So find more of a circular flow rather than the individual movement. But keeping in mind that you're shortening. And even though I guide you in instruction, part of the somatic process, or a big part, is to feel the movement originate from the inside of you, feel it from the inside, and tweak it according to the different pathways your body needs to take you in. Make it yours, which means that there might be subtle nuances, subtle differences in the way that you do it as opposed to the way I've said it. And that is what I want to encourage you to listen to your own body and make it yours. That's the huge part of the somatic process, is about that. If there's a place where you feel tension or it just kind of feels a bit caught, then go to that place and create little micro movements, little pulses in that location. So localize that area. We'll just do one more circle in this particular direction. Sense if your body gets pulled to be still and hold for just a moment in one of them. And the next time you finish that circle, come back into the neutral position and take a moment to rest. The stillness and the moments to rest are really important. It's an opportunity for your nervous system to respond and reset. Beautiful. Now we're going to go back the other way this time and just take it maybe one or two in the individual components, and then we'll find your flow. So when you're ready, let's drop the chin. Squeezing through the front body, and then raising the head up, and then the shoulder to ear, ear to shoulder. Yep. It looks up, squeeze the shoulders back and slightly up. He looks up, and the other ear to shoulder, shoulder to ear. And back up. Do that one more time in that kind of broken down style. Still finding the nuances that are you in any given moment, embracing those, letting them express, and then find your own circular flow next time. Still slow, there's never any rush in somatics. Slow, deliberate, and conscious without letting your mind check out. Remain present the whole time. It's not that the mind is over in a really strong doing focus. It's just present, that's all. And we're listening more and following more the body, the soma. The mind just comes along in a very present way. Remember any points along the way that require you to maybe just hold still there into tiny little micro pulses. Little micro movements. It's called feathering. Beautiful. And then next time you come to the center, let's take a pause. And allowing the nervous system that time, that opportunity to reset, reorganize, let the cells reorganize. Notice what you know. And then we'll just do some integration. So roll the pelvis forward and then draw the shoulders back. So creating a little arch, a little squeezing in the back body. And then roll the pelvis back and round forward. We'll do this a couple of times, just slow and steady. One more like that. And exhale. Beautiful. And then let's come to an upright position. We're going to test. So you're going to retest those 2 points that you had in the beginning. So let's turn the head to the right for a start. And remember where your nose was pointing. And just notice if you've changed. Yeah, quite significant. I've changed significantly. What about you? Yeah, that's good. And that's just that one. You wait till we do the next one. And let's go the other way. Oh, turn the other way and check your left point. That's interesting. It's not as strong as for me. How was that for you?
Less.
Less. Okay, that's really interesting. So we're going to take a spinal twist now. So we're working kind of from the head down, and this in effect also helps free the lower back, but let's find that out for ourselves. So we're going to take our left hand to the outside of the right leg, and this is going to stay there the whole time of this flow. Right hand behind you on tippy fingers. Now let's roll the pelvis forward first. When I say roll it forward, it's roll forward, and what you're going to find is there's a lift in your front body and a shortening of your back body. Okay, so we're going to come into position, right hand behind you, left hand to the outside of right leg. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward, feel the lift, and then ease your way into the twist. So draw your right shoulder blade back towards your spine. Try not to overforce yourself into this lower back movement. Try to keep the focus between your shoulder blades. Now keep the hands where they are, but unfold the body and round and kind of almost slump down as you unfold out of the twist. Inhale, start at the pelvis, roll forward, feel the lift and feel that unravel you all the way into the twist. Draw the right shoulder, draw it back toward the spine. And then exhale, unfold. And again, pelvis roll forward, feel the lift, ease your way into the twist. Draw both shoulder blades back this time. That'll create even more of a lift. And hold the pose here, really feeling into that shortened, it's kind of like a static pandiculation in your thoracic spine between your shoulder blades. And then unravel. Unfold. Inhale, go into it again. Pelvis rolls forward, feel the lift. Ease into the twist. Now hold your body there, squeeze your shoulders back to create that last little bit of localized, but turn your head now to the left. Keep drawing your right shoulder blade back while your head turns the opposite direction. Good, and then we'll undo the body totally. Keep your head turned to the left and undo your body. Sorry, keep your hands where they are, yep. And let's twist again, everything. The body, roll the pelvis forward, your head included, all the way back to that twist. Squeeze the shoulder blades back together. One more really firm squeeze. And then we're going to undo everything. So gently undo out of your twist. Take a moment here to pause. If you need to integrate, do one symmetrical, roll the pelvis forward and then roll the pelvis back. And just feel into what you feel. You'll probably feel imbalanced. You'll probably feel like your right shoulder wants to rotate back quite easily. And when you just even sense to go to the left, you're going to feel a restriction, maybe. So let's do the other side. We'll take our right hand to the outside of the left leg, left hand behind you. Inhale here, roll the pelvis forward, feel the lift. And as you exhale, draw your left shoulder blade back, twist your body, but don't over twist your lower back. Squeezing that left shoulder blade into the spine. And unravel. And gently fold yourself down like a gentle slump kind of thing. Inhale, roll pelvis forward. Create the lift. Ease into the twist. Draw the left shoulder back. Feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades. Even maybe both shoulders back. And unravel. Inhale, roll pelvis forward. Feel the lift. Ease into the twist. Squeeze left shoulder back, squeeze right shoulder back, isolating that area. And unravel. Inhale, roll forward, twist around to the left, squeeze the shoulders back. Keep your body here and turn your head the opposite direction. Keep that lift happening, keep squeezing the shoulder blade, in particular the left one back. And undo your body, keep your head this way. Integrated now, inhale, pelvis forward, twist body and head all the way around to the left. Squeeze the shoulders back, let's hold this last one, isolating through those shoulder blades. And undo. Beautiful. Undo your body. Take a moment to notice how you feel. If you want to do just one or two little symmetrical, seated, rounded cat, happy cat, do that for integration. And really feel for those spontaneous places of pandiculation where you just get drawn into, you want to hold that squeeze. Let your body guide you. And let's take a moment to notice what you notice, and in this stillness, let the nervous system reset. Beautiful. We're going to retest again. Okay, so we'll go back to our original retest. We'll just see if what we've done with the spine has influenced our head turn. So turn your head to the right. And mine's so significantly changed. Look, I'm almost looking behind me now. How about you?
Yes, more than the second time.
More than the second time. Okay, great. And let's now head to center. And we'll test turning left. Yep, now I've changed.
Twice as much.
Twice as much. It's really interesting, isn't it? So let's just roll the shoulders around a little. Ease your body. It's going to help your breathing. It's helping the fluid flow through that part of your spine. And we'll continue to release. So we're going to take ourselves down to the back. And we'll give ourselves a moment to check in. So, and ground in this new position. Leave long for the moment, for the first part. In and feel all those places where your body's in contact with the floor. And start to notice any particular patterns in the body. So where you feel that maybe the body is, one limb is rolling in or one limb is rolling out, where you feel tension patterns, pulls, tugs, tightness, pain. Anything that kind of jumps out to you, just make a little note in your mind. Observe it. If you want to do any of those cleansing breaths, bring those in. And really allow your body that time to yield into the floor. If there's any activity happening in your head, you're going to kind of feel like you're hovering above your body. And yet with somatics or in this embodiment practice, the whole goal of it is to really help us embody presence, deeper presence. So I'm hoping that's starting to happen already from what we've done. We're going to enter into an arch and flatten flow. So I'm going to ask you to bend both of your knees and place your feet comfortable distance from your bottom. Just have your arms lightly resting down, just a little way out away from the side of your body with your palms up if you can. And we're going to tune into the breath first of all and follow the breath inside the body. We take our awareness experience from the inside and notice what happens down in your sacrum and in your pelvis when you breathe in. What shape does it take to accommodate for the breath? You'll be able to notice this if you just hone in to the place where your fifth lumbar vertebra sits on top of your sacrum. There's kind of a space there. And if you just gauge there, it's going to give you an indication of what's happening in the whole. But it's a really good place to hone in and see it from a single point. See, your breath is the wave. Ride that wave. And the sacrum, like a boat on the ocean. Just see the way that the wave moves the boat on the inhalation and the exhalation. And then when you see the pattern, when you feel the pattern, we're going to visualize that the sacrum is like a bowl and so is our cranium, like two bowls. When we breathe in, and I'll just show you on the sacrum, what you're probably noticing is the sacrum rolls forward, the bowl rolls forward, and you get this forward tilt of your hip bones forward and the lower back will arch. You know this, David already. And then when you breathe out, you'll feel this backward tilt of the pelvis and the sacrum as the bowl will roll back, and you get a flattening of your spine down on the floor. And again, as you breathe in, this is forward rolling of the pelvic bowl. As you breathe out, there's a backward rolling of the pelvic bowl. Each is influencing the position of your lumbar spine. Inhale, pelvic bowl flows forward and the front body opens. The back body is shortening. Exhale, pelvic bowl rolls back, tailbone tucks under. There's a flattening of your spine. Explore this for some time. Again, feel your breath. Let your breath be the starting point. Follow that, and then let your pelvis follow. Exaggerate the movement that's already happening, and find a little bit of time in that pause between. And then exhale. When the breath leaves you, let everything draw back in. Recoil, pelvis tucks under, lower back will flatten, and there's a shortening of the front body, lengthening of the back. And at the same time as feeling and noticing what's going on down in the pelvis and feeling into the alternating pandiculation of your back and front bodies, notice what's happening up the whole spine between your shoulder blades and in particular at your cranial base. You'll find it's mimicking what's happening at your sacrum, just in a slightly different way. Begin to get a sense of the whole of you now. And we consider this to be a bit like whole body breathing. Okay, get a feeling like you're in the ocean. That'll make more sense in a moment. We're going to bring in the whole body now. We'll use the arms to help us. So as you breathe in and you roll the pelvis forward, or the pelvic bowl rolls forward, I want you to also open your arms, so spiral your palms up so that you get this opening in your front body and a squeezing through your back body. Consciously squeeze those shoulder blades under your body so the whole back body squeezes, and then reverse it when you breathe out. Let the hands roll down. They'll be down on the floor, but I'm showing you on the video. Let the palms roll down, scoop your tailbone under, and feel this shortening and pulling you into the center of your front body. When you breathe in, open through the front body, squeeze back body, including shoulder blades. Exhale, reverse it. And you can play now, exaggerate it. Now you know the principle, now you know the general flow. Now see if you can let your creativity take over. And I like to take you into the ocean for this. So take you into the ocean, imagine that you are a single cell organism maybe, or even a sea anemone. And how they open and then they draw inward. Whole body breathing. Beautiful, beautiful. And the thing with the ocean is I see that connected flow in your body when you do this. Those of you that I can see right now. If I could see you at home, I would be seeing it too. And as you do this, you may feel that a part of you, even one side, kind of draws you more over to one side. I want you to start to follow again those little nuances. And if you get another kind of spontaneous pandiculation or yawn come in, I want you to indulge that. Make it organic for you now. I teach you the principles, I teach you the guidelines of it, but then within that is totally for you to find your own. And you never really know, because every time you do, you go through it is different. So we never ever know how our body's going to really respond, and that's the beauty of it. That's the magic. Part of it is just letting go, moving out of the way and letting it happen and following it. Just a few more cycles. You might even want to, as you inhale and squeeze the back body, press your head into the floor as well. So you engage the whole back neck muscle too. And then exhale as you round forward. You might even want to lift the head off the floor. As the arms roll down. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to pause this for a moment. And again, the pause and the rest is important. Reset. Notice what you notice. And the next somatic flow is compass. And so we're going to, if it's available to you, place your hands behind your head. And if it's not available, it's okay to just leave the arms down. And if it's too strenuous for the neck, just work with the pelvis. And you can use, just get your head down, but just roll your shoulders as I instruct you to lift the head instead of lifting the head. So on the inhalation, let's roll the pelvis forward and come into our arch. And I want you to also press your arms back into the floor so you feel that squeeze behind the body. And as you exhale, release that and let your hips raise off the floor into a tiny bridge a little and hold them there. Let your head lift a little as well and shoulders if it's available. Hold them there. Hold the head up. Let your hips down. And now let your head and shoulders down and pause. Let's do that one more time in the center here. Again, roll pelvis forward, feel the lift in the lower back, press your arms down into the floor, feel the squeeze. And then exhale, release that. Scoot through, lift the hips a little bit off the floor, lift your shoulders and head. Lower just the hips and lower the head and shoulders. Pause the effort. Turn your head 1/3 to the right now. Inhale, roll into the arch, roll the pelvis forward. Exhale, release that, lift the hips. Keep the head turned, lift the head and shoulders. Lower the hips, lower the head and shoulders. Release the effort, but keep the head there. And now turn the head another third, like a second third to the right. And again, come into your arch for a start. And inhale, roll pelvis forward, press the arms back, feel the squeeze behind the body. Releasing that, scoop the tailbone, let the pelvis rise, and let the head and shoulders rise. Lower your hips, lower the head and shoulders. Pause. Turn your head all the way to the right now. Roll pelvis forward as you inhale. Press the arms down into the floor. Feel the squeeze behind the body. Exhale, scoop tailbone under, lift those hips. Lift the head and shoulders. Feel the squeeze. Lower the hips. Lower the body. Beautiful. Release the effort and gently turn your head back into center. Take a pause. This time, turn your head 1/3 to the left. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward, press the arms back, feel the squeeze in your back body. Exhale, scoop tailbone under the right, let those hips float up, let the upper body float up. Lower the hips, lower the upper body. Turn your head another 1/3 to the left. Inhale here, press the arms back, come into the squeeze. Exhale, scoop under, let the hips lift, let the head and shoulders lift. Lower the hips, lower the head and shoulders. And let the head turn all the way to the left now. Roll the hips forward, squeeze the arms back. Exhale, scoop tailbone, feel the hips rise. Upper body, squeeze. Hips lower down. Upper body lowers down. Take a pause. Turn your head into the center. We'll just do 2 more now in symmetrical position. Inhale here, roll the pelvis forward, squeeze back body. Really enjoy that, hone it in. And then reverse that, exhale, hips lift, head and shoulders lift. Hips lower, head and shoulders lower. Pause. One more time, roll pelvis forward, squeeze back body, arms press back. Exhale, scoop tailbone under, let those hips rise, let the upper body rise. Lower the body down and lower the upper body down. Release your arms and let your whole body rest, letting your legs lengthen to the floor. And take that resting pause in stillness. Notice what you feel, notice what you notice. I can sometimes feel this humming all through the body. We're really energizing through your spine, which energizes in turn all of the body. Beautiful. We're going to roll onto our side now. And we'll roll onto any side that you can see. And you have the option here to either have your arm under your head as your pillow or to have a pillow. The pillow is not going to obstruct your sequence. I'm going to bend the knees here so that they're at your hips, and your arm just rests alongside your body. And just take a moment to notice how you feel. Your shoulders should already feel pretty loose by all of the other work we've done. This is a movement called Model on a Runway. So what we're going to do here is roll your top shoulder, roll it in and let your whole arm spiral in, creating a pandiculation in your front body. And then let it roll open and let the whole arm and hand roll open and feel the squeeze behind that shoulder blade. Exhale here, let it roll in. This is like our flatten point. You can even take the pelvis and tuck it under if you want. Come like into the arch and flatten on your side. And then inhale, roll the pelvis forward, squeeze and open through that arm. Beautiful. And continue now flowing from one to the other. Finding your own beautiful little flow. Again, make it organic for you. Beautiful. You'll have more time in a moment to play with this one. Next time you come into your open, then take a pause in the neutral position. We're going to rest the arm. I just want you to focus on your hip now, and this top leg will kind of slide kind of slightly forward and back relative to the bottom like a shelf, but it's really only the hip. So let your hip slide roll forward and the leg will slide forward, and then let this top hip slide back. So alternate, just be mindful about what's happening behind your back and how this feels. You don't want to overdo it. Just a little roll forward, careful not to overstrain the opposite sacroiliac joint. Be conscious in what's happening there. Conscious and aware. And then as you're doing this, place your arm back alongside your body. And we're going to actually combine them now, and they'll be going in opposite directions. So take a moment to pause. Now we're going to roll the arm forward and take the hip back. And then you reverse it. Hip rolls forward, arm rolls back. And now's when you get to play. Take it in your own way. And again, go slow. Feel where you get called into a spontaneous pandiculation, where your body says just hold that a little longer in that position. Work with your breath. When do you feel compelled to breathe in? When do you need to breathe out? What feels flowy to you? Bringing into awareness into the arch and flatten component part 2. So you get more conscious of the connectivity in your whole spine. Where do you need less movement? Sometimes less is more, often less is more. Just another couple here. You can slow it down. Beautiful. And let's take just a moment to pause and bring your bottom hand out in front of you and your top hand on the bottom palm, and just rest here for a moment, closing the eyes and feel. And we're going to begin just a little bit of rainbow here. And so we'll start with palm sliders. This is a spiral for our spine. So we're going to slide that top palm down past that bottom hand. And then gently begin to trace that hand up the arm a little way, just to a point we start to feel behind the shoulder blade. And then trace back down the arm. And back up the hand. And come a little bit higher up the arm, maybe across the chest a little way. Feel behind that top shoulder blade, the spiraling of your spine, and then trace back down. If you do this in your own time, you can spend a lot longer just doing this. Eventually you'll open out into a twist. But because we've already done a lot for the neck and spine today, I'm going to kind of go a little bit quicker. But usually I encourage people to do this so slow, so progressively. Thinking that spiral until you open all the way to the twist, and you can turn your head to look all the way back to that hand if you wish. If it feels good, just to hold there for that moment. And then bend, recoil like a fern as you come back in that beautiful connected way. When you return now with your palm back to your palm, we're going to straighten the top leg. And if you can trace that foot on the floor, do so. Otherwise, it's okay to let it hover. See what it naturally wants to do. And we're going to take the top arm and draw it above your head like a rainbow and open back out to the twist, and take that top leg in front of your body so they come in opposite directions. The arm opens up. We just stop at that point of the twist, then reverse it. Draw the leg back down and take it behind the body, and redraw that arm above your body and roll forward with the upper body and leg behind you. So you've got an opposite. If that's too strong, just keep the hand going as you did in the starting. Keep a slight bend in this front leg, but it's the same principle. The arm will open out and the leg will come forward, and then the reverse will happen. The leg will go behind your body and the hand will come back. So you can play with this and make it organic. I'm going to demonstrate making it organic. Okay, so it'll be different each time. I've given you the principles, but you may do something totally different with it based on the body. The movement is slow and it's not forced. And if you aren't able to reach your arm in any position, just keep it maybe behind your head, and you could just open through your shoulder and just do the leg, or even just hug it into your chest. And just work from your axial spine and the body part of your body rather than your limbs. You don't want to overdo it on the leg. We'll just do one more. And then come back to lay on your side and take a pause. Okay, but if you want to keep going on your own stuff, that's fine. Often in somatic unwinding, the people that have been doing it for a long time, I often say they know now that some of these flows will take them off on a path of their own kind of exploration. And if that happens during a flow, I encourage people to stay with whatever their body's doing, wherever their body's taking them. There'll come a time where their body will stop them to say, let's just rest for a moment and pause. But for now, I'm just encouraging a rest and pause if you've been doing the flow. Okay. Feel into the body. Notice the effects of your practice so far. I want to be careful never to overdo anything. So far we haven't done any spontaneous unwinding, not in a big way. We'll do the other side guided flow, then there'll be opportunity for your own. So to help us turn to the other side, there's a nice way you can do it, and it's kind of almost just like playing on the floor. So I'm going to open the arm and gently open the leg and just take yourself almost like you're rolling, and slowly in a connected way roll all the way to the other side. And I want you just to do a few rounds like that. So let yourself explore this rolling movement in this most organic, kind of like just graceful, connected way. Feel the continuum of your body's connectivity. And you want to move in a somatic practice with minimal effort and feel graceful. Exploring the way that your body moves and takes up the space and the different pathways that it kind of wants to take. And the mind just sort of follows. It's not contrived movement, it's just all as natural and not thought about as possible. Next time you come to the side that you haven't done, then I'd like you to stay there unless you want to move yourself right around so that you can still see me, and I'm going to move myself around so I can see the vision. So we'll come again with our knees bent, and either that bottom arm is under your head or wherever it's comfortable, and the top arm's just resting alongside your body. So we're going to do the model on a runway, first of all, starting with the shoulder. So the first part is roll that top shoulder forward, let the hand roll as well. And then let that top shoulder open out, roll back. Feel this shoulder blade squeeze. Let's continue to flow between forward slowly. Beautiful. And back. Working with your breath. Exhale as you roll forward. Usually when we close our body in, that's an out breath. It's almost like the breath is squeezed out of you. When we open the body, it's an in breath. If you want to bring in the arch and flatten off the pelvis as well, the flatten is when you close the front body. And the inhale, roll pelvis forward, feel the whole back body squeeze. Okay, pause the arm, and we're just going to come to the hip now. Roll the hip forward, and then roll the hip back. Hip slides, rolls forward, that leg will slide forward a little, and back. Just the hip at the moment, just the hip. Just because it's easy to overdo the shoulder in these movements. They seem really small, but they're quite powerful, and we don't want to aggravate. So we need to respect that. Good. Okay, pausing now. We're going to bring them together. So as the arm rolls forward, hip rolls back. They're in opposite directions. Hip slides forward, arm rolls back. You can bring in the arch and flatten as well. Your body will tell you where everything kind of goes at any given time, because it's a very natural movement in terms of the way your body will accommodate for it. It's a byproduct. The arch and flatten happens naturally. Let that breath deepen. Good. Take a pause now, and take a pause with your arms out in front of you, like rainbow. Take a moment of stillness here. And then let's slide that palm forward all the way down past the bottom palm. And start to trace your way progressively up the arm. Trace back down, and in your own time, make that little journey of your palm sliders, but feel into the spiral of your spine, because essentially that's what this is. We inhale as we open and draw the palm up. Begin to really open through that shoulder blade and the spine. And we exhale as we come back down. Fold forward, spiral forward. It's more powerful to do this with your eyes are closed, so you're really feeling. And again, you do this much slower when you do your own practice outside of the video. Do it slower. Spend longer here. Eventually you'll unspiral all the way open into that rainbow, into the twist, and then recoil. Like the feeling and an unfeeling of the fern. Next time you come back into your palm on palm, we're going to straighten the top leg and prepare for the actual rainbow. So draw your toe in front of your body like it's got a paintbrush on it, and open your top arm above your head all the way into that kind of really open twist. And then reverse it, retrace your steps, arm draws over your body and leg behind your body. Make sure there's nothing in your way. And reverse that. And again, make any modifications of that shoulder, because it can be quite strong on the shoulder, that one. So you can keep it hugged into your body and just move your upper torso forward and back. Or just trace the hand a little way. You just keep it isolated to your shoulder. Essentially, it's a spiral, so think about how you are spiraling the spine in opposite directions. If there's a point along that you're stuck, or feel a bit catchy, take little micro movements in that area. If it's along the shoulder, hold it in that place. Never push past the pain barrier. Just go to the edge and gently meet it and introduce tiny micro movements, but never push past. Remember, we want to be soft and gentle. This should be pleasurable, this practice, never ever painful. We're working with the body's intelligence here, never against. Beautiful. Now I'm going to invite you to enter into a pause for a moment, just here on your side. And we've come to the point in the practice where we're going to do our own unfolding, our own unwinding. We'll just do maybe 5 minutes here and maybe a bit longer. You can do longer at home if you want to do longer and stop the video. That's fine once we're into this practice. And what I say for beginners that have never done the unwinding before is just come into this point of stillness, especially after all the work you've already done. And don't have any intention to move whatsoever, but don't have any intention to be still either. And if you think about a child that kind of goes into that beautiful, we call it a daydreamy state, but it's, you know, until the specific zone where they're just kind of moving, and they might sometimes see it in that place of what they call boredom, but their body just moves, kind of self-regulates. In the unwinding, we're going to put the mind aside and see how our body wants us to move, but it's not necessarily really big movements. Just sense, is there any tiny movements happening in my body? Is there any tiny, tiny movements pulling me in a certain place? And this is literally like this unraveling from within. Once you enter into that, then just allow your body to move without thinking about it. Just let it move you. Be moved by the movement. Sometimes it might be a little bit bigger. Other times it might be so tiny. There's a conversation happening that's really beyond language. And I will give you lots of quiet for it to happen. I'm entering into my own now. So I want you just to follow yours. There's no right or wrong. Follow the pauses, follow the stillness, follow the pulses, follow the tiny micro movements, follow the other kind of movements. And spiral. Without judgment. The more we let go of judgment and control, the more this will be about to happen. Feel like little tugs inside. Allow any emotions to arise that may arise. Allow the soma, allow the cells to let go of anything they're holding that they no longer need to hold on to. Unwind old traumas out of the body. If trembling occurs, then really welcome that tremor. If flashbacks arise, if you have had trauma and you do get flashbacks, that's actually as uncomfortable as it can be. Just know that you're safe and you can choose to stop at any time. But also remember that that's your body releasing that energy and once and for all. So let the tremors happen. They can be a way of our body releasing trauma that hasn't worked through the system, that is locked. And this practice really does stimulate that to happen. So just know the depth that we work when we're in these practices. You're not alone, you're safe. And then once that energy is free, hopefully it should free a lot of other energy up for you and help healing at a deeper level. Pay attention to when your body says it just needs to curl into itself. Sometimes it'll take you into that safe place, and if you just go with it, then it knows it's safe and can be seen. And then other times it will draw you to when it's ready to open up. So when it's pulling you into an inward place, try not to force out of it. Sometimes the tendency is to be scared to go there. So we repel and we try to force ourselves back out. We bring in the control of the mind. We want to override that tendency to escape from really listening to what our being really needs from us in any given moment. We're not listening to any external now. It's all internally guided. It's how we come into authenticity. At the psychosomatic level anyway. Just got another 2 minutes left. So we're getting ready now to bring wherever we're at to a completion. If you're at home and you want to keep going, just stop the video, pause the video, and then come back to restarting it when you're ready for Savasana. We're going to do just a few minutes Savasana, which is resting integrated pose. So please set yourself up in Savasana if you're ready. Make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're warm. A suggested position is laying down on your back. But if you prefer to be on your side, if your being needs you to be on your side and more of a fetal position, or if you need to be on your belly, wherever you need to be, listen to your body. And then nestle back into that beautiful nurturing support of the Mother Earth. Almost as if you're resting back into yourself, because you are. The body be really heavy, and notice how soft the breath is now. And I'd like you to feel deeply inside the body into your energies. Notice if you feel a vibrancy or kind of like a hum. And then I'd like you to bring into your awareness and actually feel it in every cell and every fiber of your being, something that brings you gratitude. Whatever it is in your life, or external, internal, whatever for you, evokes that feeling of the energy of gratitude. And really feel it in every part of you. Gratitude. It's a real energy. Let it arise for you. Bring it on as whatever it takes. And we're going to take that energy and we're going to direct it into the places now that I guide us. But we're going to send gratitude into those places of our being. So really know that feeling. Let it infuse your body, your being, for whatever it is that's brought it on. And now I want you to take that same energy into the center of your forehead. And send that gratitude into your third eye. And now take that gratitude into your brain. Your actual brain, your processing mechanism for your subtle energies. Gratitude for your brain. And all of the multiplicity of functions that our brain has. An incredible processing mechanism. Now, behind the eyes and in the eyes, gratitude into the eyes and all of their connections. function of your eyes. Whatever that may be for you. Maybe you are now multisensory. Maybe the eyes don't work in the same way, or both don't. Gratitude for that whole mechanism. However you partake in light and color. Now gratitude for the sense of sound and also your ears and the capacity to perceive vibration, to perceive rhythm, to hear voice, to hear the sounds of nature, to hear other people's voices and receive that energy. And now your sense of smell, capacity to receive molecules relating to sense, fragrance. The way that your brain dances with those fragrances. They open up to you, to your limbic system. Now your sense of taste, to enjoy. Your teeth. If you have teeth still of your own, or even where they have been in the teeth you use now. The tongue. Even the mouth and the way that our tongue and the mouth and the energy points work together to formulate words. And then come down to the voice box. The way that that shapes energy from the fields we work with that comes out through language, which is incredible. Language and sound. Gratitude for that whole mechanism. In the throat chakra, the ability to hear truth, to work toward speaking truth. Just that potential that's there, even if we're not managing it yet. Gratitude for the capacity and the ability to be able to do that. Something to work toward manifesting. Now down your arms, gratitude for the arms and the hands and the fingers. How they allow you to express the energy of the heart through acts, through the hands. Whatever you need, whatever you do with your hands, they allow you to drive, they allow you to cook, they allow you to play music or draw, or hold the hand of a child, help somebody, whatever that is. And then back up into the heart, the physical heart, and the way it keeps blood flowing through the whole body, circulation moving, delivering those all essential nutrients to every single part of us. And also the physical, the energetic heart, which really drives and governs everything. Energetic heart. Our lungs, our breath, the breath of life, and all the other organs in the body. I won't name them all, but how about if we send a collective gratitude to all of the organs and the way they all work together, the glands, the systems. Your spine, your sacrum, the hips, pelvis, your legs, your feet, your whole entire being. Really just taking that time to sing gratitude. Your kidneys, how hard do the kidneys work? And then gratitude as a collective whole into nature for the capacity to do what we do, because we are nature and we couldn't be here at all without any element of nature. So we are indebted to nature. Allow yourself to rest now and just feel light moving through the body. Visualize it showering through the crown of your head. All through your body, let go of the concepts, let go of the meditation. And just allow yourself to be. Time to start to bring yourself back into this time and place. If you're at home and you want to spend longer in Savasana, then stop the video. Otherwise, if you're ready to complete the practice, let's wiggle the fingers and toes. Moving the body. And then gently roll yourself off to the side. Give yourself a beautiful hug. And then gently press your way up to seated. Namaste. Thank you. I'll just stop this.